Ever watch someone portray a gay character and immediately thought, "There's no way this is just acting"? That moment when their performance feels so authentic, so naturally magnetic, that you start questioning everything you thought you knew about the line between performance and reality? Welcome to the fascinating world of actors whose queer-coded energy is so convincing, they've got everyone creating conspiracy theories about method acting taken to beautiful extremes. Welcome back to Rainbow Spotlight. Today, we're diving into the most intriguing territory, the top 5 actors whose portrayals of LGBTQ+ characters are so authentic, so magnetically convincing, that audiences worldwide have become convinced we're witnessing something deeper than just exceptional acting talent. These aren't necessarily outperformers, but their natural chemistry, emotional authenticity, and undeniable queer energy have sparked more "are they or aren't they" conversations than any dating rumors ever could. From breakthrough performances that launched 1,000 fan theories to chemistry so electric it transcended the screen, these talented performers prove that some people just possess that indefinable something that makes queer characters feel breathtakingly real. Each has mastered the art of bringing authentic LGBTQ+ energy to roles in ways that feel effortless and completely natural. Acting analysis time. Which performance made you think, "This person definitely understands this character from personal experience"? Drop the actor's name below. Let's see whose queer energy has convinced us all. Nicholas Galitzine, the prince who made everyone believe in royal romance. When Nicholas Galitzine stepped into the role of Prince Henry in Red, White, and Royal Blue, he didn't just deliver a performance. He created what might be the most convincing portrayal of a closeted gay royal in recent memory, complete with emotional depth, authentic vulnerability, and chemistry so natural that millions of viewers became convinced they were witnessing genuine experience rather than exceptional acting. His ability to convey the internal struggle of a public figure navigating secret love while maintaining royal dignity felt so authentic that fans worldwide started questioning whether this level of emotional truth could come from imagination alone. What makes Nicholas absolutely compelling in queer roles isn't just his obvious physical appeal, though his classical features and natural elegance certainly enhance his princely credibility. It's his complete comfort with emotional vulnerability and intimate scenes that many actors struggle to make convincing. His chemistry with Taylor Zakhar Perez created some of the most believable romantic moments in recent LGBTQ+ cinema, with every glance, touch, and conversation feeling genuine rather than performed. His track record of consistently choosing LGBTQ+ projects has only intensified speculation about someone who seems drawn to stories that explore authentic queer experiences. From Handsome Devil to Mary and George, Nicholas brings the same natural understanding to every queer character he portrays, suggesting either remarkable acting intuition or personal experience that informs his authentic portrayals. The internet's response to Nicholas's queer performances has been overwhelmingly enthusiastic, with fans creating detailed analyses of his acting choices, body language, and emotional authenticity. His comfort with same-sex romantic scenes and his apparent understanding of queer emotional experiences have convinced many that his performances transcend typical heterosexual actors attempting LGBTQ+ roles. What's particularly intriguing about Nicholas is his stated attraction to roles that explore having to hide oneself and characters who struggle with identity and authenticity. His explanations for choosing these projects consistently reference understanding and empathy that feels deeper than professional interest, suggesting someone who connects personally with themes of self-discovery and authentic expression. His recent interview discussing feeling guilt about taking queer roles while identifying as straight has only intensified fan speculation about someone who seems unusually invested in authentic LGBTQ+ representation. His emotional response to playing these characters suggests someone who understands their importance on a level that transcends professional obligation. For audiences seeking authentic LGBTQ+ representation, Nicholas represents something hopeful. Whether his performances reflect personal experience or simply exceptional empathy and talent. His portrayals provide genuine emotional connection and believable queer characters that inspire and validate LGBTQ+ viewers worldwide. Royal performance. Does Nicholas Galatsin's authentic queer energy suggest personal experience or just exceptional acting talent? Comment. Experience for definitely personal, talent for just brilliant acting. Josh O'Connor, the emotional chameleon who makes love stories feel real. When Josh O'Connor delivered his breakthrough performance as Johnny Saxby in God's Own Country, he didn't just portray a repressed farm worker discovering love. He created one of the most emotionally raw and authentic gay characters in recent British cinema, complete with vulnerability, emotional growth, and romantic chemistry so natural that critics and audiences became convinced they were witnessing genuine emotional truth rather than constructed performance. His ability to convey internal struggle, self-discovery, and the gradual opening of a closed heart felt so authentic that his portrayal became the gold standard for heterosexual actors taking on complex LGBTQ+ roles. What makes Josh absolutely magnetic in queer characters isn't just his obvious dramatic talent, though his ability to convey complex emotions through subtle facial expressions and body language demonstrates remarkable skill. It's his complete comfort with intimate male relationships and his natural understanding of how repressed sexuality manifests in behavior, emotional walls, and self-destructive patterns that many actors struggle to portray convincingly without stereotypical or surface-level choices. His more recent role in Challengers as Patrick, navigating complex romantic and sexual tension with both male and female characters, showcased someone who approaches fluid sexuality and emotional complexity with remarkable naturalism. His chemistry with Mike Feist created homoerotic subtext so compelling that audiences became convinced the tennis rivalry was simply a metaphor for romantic and sexual attraction that the characters couldn't explicitly acknowledge. The critical response to Josh's LGBTQ+ performances has been consistently outstanding, with reviewers praising his emotional authenticity and natural approach to same-sex romantic relationships. His ability to make audiences believe in the emotional journey of characters discovering their sexuality or navigating complex attractions suggests someone with deep understanding of identity exploration and authentic self-discovery. What's particularly compelling about Josh's approach is how he brings the same emotional intelligence and vulnerability to both his queer and heterosexual roles, suggesting someone who approaches all romantic and emotional content with genuine understanding rather than different techniques for different types of relationships. His consistent emotional authenticity across all performances implies a unified approach to human connection and attraction. His interviews about preparing for LGBTQ+ roles reveal someone who approaches these characters with respect, research, and apparent personal investment in authentic representation rather than simply professional obligation. His emotional responses when discussing these roles suggest someone who connects deeply with themes of self-discovery, authentic expression, and the courage required for honest relationships. For audiences appreciating nuanced LGBTQ+ representation, Josh represents something beautifully authentic. Whether his performances reflect personal understanding or exceptional empathy, his portrayals provide genuine emotional depth and believable character development that transcends typical acting approaches to create something genuinely moving and authentic. Emotional truth. Does Josh O'Connor's natural approach to queer relationships suggest personal understanding or just exceptional emotional intelligence? Vote understanding for personal experience, intelligence for remarkable empathy. Let's take a moment to appreciate how these incredible performances have elevated LGBTQ+ representation in mainstream media. Which actor's portrayal made you realize that authentic queer energy really can transcend simple acting technique? And honestly, don't you think that emotional intelligence and genuine empathy are what create the most compelling performances regardless of personal experience? Great acting, like authentic living and genuine understanding, really are what makes storytelling meaningful and transformative. Paul Mescal. the indie darling who brings quiet vulnerability to queer love. When Paul Mescal took on the role of Adam in All of Us Strangers, he didn't just portray a man navigating grief and unexpected love. He created one of the most emotionally devastating and authentic gay characters in recent cinema, complete with realistic emotional responses, natural romantic chemistry, and the kind of quiet vulnerability that made audiences believe they were witnessing genuine human experience rather than constructed performance. His ability to convey the complexity of adult gay relationships, emotional healing, and authentic intimacy felt so natural that critics worldwide praised his complete comfort with material that many heterosexual actors approach with visible discomfort or overcompensation. What makes Paul absolutely captivating in queer roles isn't just his obvious dramatic range, though his ability to navigate complex emotional territory while maintaining naturalistic performance demonstrates remarkable skill. It's his complete ease with same-sex romantic content and his apparent understanding of how gay relationships develop, from tentative attraction through emotional intimacy to genuine partnership, without relying on stereotypes or surface-level choices that often characterize heterosexual actors attempting LGBTQ+ roles. His chemistry with Andrew Scott created some of the most believable and emotionally resonant gay romantic scenes in recent memory, with every interaction feeling organic rather than choreographed. Their relationship development felt authentic because Paul brought genuine emotional availability and natural romantic instincts to scenes that require real understanding of how attraction and emotional connection develop between men. The critical response to Paul's LGBTQ+ performance has been unanimously positive, with reviewers specifically praising his natural approach to gay romantic content and his ability to make audiences completely believe in his character's emotional journey. His comfort with intimate scenes and emotional vulnerability suggests someone who approaches these relationships with genuine understanding rather than academic study or external observation. What's particularly impressive about Paul's approach is how he brings the same emotional authenticity to queer content that characterizes his heterosexual roles, suggesting someone who understands human connection and attraction as universal experiences rather than category-specific behaviors requiring different acting techniques. His consistent naturalism across all romantic content implies genuine comfort with emotional intimacy, regardless of gender dynamics. His interviews about taking on LGBTQ+ roles reveal someone who approaches these projects with genuine respect and apparent personal investment in authentic representation. His thoughtful discussions about queer themes and his comfortable engagement with LGBTQ+ media coverage suggest someone who connects personally with stories about authentic self-expression and emotional honesty. For audiences seeking meaningful LGBTQ+ representation, Paul represents something genuinely special. Whether his performances reflect personal experience or exceptional empathy and preparation, his portrayals provide emotional depth and authentic character development that creates genuine connection with LGBTQ+ viewers while educating and inspiring broader audiences. Quiet authenticity. Does Paul Mescal's natural comfort with gay romantic content suggest personal experience or just exceptional preparation? Comment. Experience for personal understanding. Preparation for thorough professional approach. Jacob Elordi, the brooding beauty who understands repressed desire. When Jacob Elordi portrayed Nate Jacobs in Euphoria, he didn't just play a toxic high school athlete, he created one of television's most complex explorations of internalized homophobia, repressed sexuality, and the violent self-destruction that comes from denying authentic identity. His performance transcended typical closeted bully stereotypes to create something genuinely devastating. A character whose attraction to men manifests as aggression, whose self-hatred becomes external violence, and whose emotional pain feels so authentic that audiences became convinced they were witnessing someone who understood these struggles from genuine experience rather than external observation. What makes Jacob absolutely compelling in exploring repressed queer sexuality isn't just his obvious physical presence. though his imposing frame and intense screen presence certainly enhance his portrayal of someone using physical dominance to mask emotional vulnerability. It's his complete understanding of how internalized homophobia manifests in behavior, from hypermasculine overcompensation to the specific ways repressed attraction creates self-destructive patterns that many actors struggle to portray without creating caricature or surface-level choices. His more recent work in Saltburn showcased someone comfortable with fluid sexuality and complex power dynamics that blur lines between attraction, manipulation, and genuine connection. His chemistry with Barry Keoghan created homoerotic tension so natural and compelling that audiences became convinced the psychological thriller was fundamentally a story about obsession that transcended traditional sexual categories. The internet's response to Jacob's portrayals of complex male sexuality has been intense and analytical, with fans creating detailed discussions about his acting choices, emotional authenticity, and apparent comfort with content that explores the darker aspects of male attraction and identity struggle. His ability to make repressed sexuality feel genuine rather than performative has convinced many that his understanding comes from personal rather than academic sources. What's particularly intriguing about Jacob's approach is how he brings psychological complexity to roles that could easily become one-dimensional or stereotypical. His Nate Jacobs feels authentic because Jacob portrays the internal conflict with genuine emotional investment, suggesting someone who understands the pain of identity denial and self-hatred from experience rather than external study. His interviews about preparing for these complex roles reveal someone who approaches themes of sexuality, identity, and emotional struggle with apparent personal investment and genuine understanding. His thoughtful discussions about toxic masculinity and the psychological damage of repression suggest someone who connects deeply with these themes beyond professional interest. For audiences seeking authentic representation of the struggles many LGBTQ+ people face with internalized homophobia and identity denial, Jacob represents something powerfully real. Whether his performances reflect personal experience or exceptional emotional intelligence, his portrayals provide genuine insight into the psychological complexity of repressed sexuality and the courage required for authentic self-acceptance. Psychological depth. Does Jacob Elordi's authentic portrayal of repressed sexuality suggest personal understanding or just exceptional psychological insight? Vote understanding for personal experience, insight for remarkable emotional intelligence. Timothée Chalamet, the ethereal artist who makes queer love feel transcendent. When Timothée Chalamet brought Elio Perlman to life in Call Me By Your Name, he didn't just portray a teenager discovering his sexuality, he created what many consider the most authentic and emotionally devastating coming-of-age gay love story ever committed to film, complete with genuine desire, heartbreaking vulnerability, and chemistry so natural that audiences worldwide became convinced they were witnessing someone channeling personal experience rather than delivering constructed performance. His ability to convey the specific emotional intensity of first queer love, from desperate longing to devastating loss, felt so authentic that critics and LGBTQ+ viewers praised his complete understanding of experiences that seemed impossible to fake. What makes Timothée absolutely transcendent in queer roles isn't just his obvious artistic sensitivity, though his ethereal beauty and emotional intelligence certainly enhance his portrayal of characters navigating complex identity and attraction. It's his complete naturalism with same-sex desire and his apparent understanding of how queer attraction develops, from subtle recognition through desperate longing to the specific emotional devastation of forbidden or impossible love that requires genuine understanding to portray convincingly. His chemistry with Armie Hammer created some of cinema's most believable and emotionally resonant gay romantic content, with every glance, conversation, and intimate moment feeling organic rather than choreographed. Their relationship development felt authentic because Timothée brought genuine emotional availability and natural romantic instincts to scenes that require real understanding of how desire and emotional connection manifest between men. The critical and cultural response to Timothy's LGBTQ+ performance has been historically significant, with the film becoming a cultural touchstone for gay cinema while establishing him as someone who could portray queer love with unprecedented authenticity. His comfort with intimate content and emotional vulnerability suggested someone who approached these relationships with genuine understanding rather than external technique. What's particularly compelling about Timothy's approach is how he brought artistic sensitivity and emotional authenticity to queer content in ways that felt revolutionary for mainstream cinema. His performance demonstrated that gay love stories could be both artistically ambitious and genuinely romantic when portrayed by someone who understood the emotional territory with apparent personal depth. His continued choice of projects that explore identity, sexuality, and authentic self-expression suggests someone drawn to themes that resonate personally rather than simply professionally. His approach to fame and artistic choices implies genuine investment in stories that explore complex human experience rather than commercial calculation. For audiences seeking meaningful LGBTQ+ representation in prestige cinema, Timothy represents something genuinely special. Whether his performance reflects personal experience or exceptional artistic empathy, his portrayal provides emotional depth and authentic character development that created cultural impact while inspiring countless LGBTQ+ viewers who recognized their own experiences in his authentic performance. Artistic authenticity. Does Timothée Chalamet's transcendent portrayal of queer love suggest personal experience or just extraordinary artistic sensitivity? Comment: experience for personal understanding, artistic for exceptional creative empathy. From Nicholas's princely authenticity to Josh's emotional vulnerability, from Paul's quiet naturalism to Jacob's psychological complexity, and Timothy's transcendent artistry, these 5 actors prove that some performances transcend simple acting technique to create something that feels genuinely real, whether that comes from personal experience, exceptional empathy, or the beautiful mystery of artistic transformation that makes great performances impossible to fully explain. Time to analyze the performances that convinced you. First, which actor's queer energy felt most authentic to your understanding of genuine LGBTQ+ experience? Drop your number 1 through 5. We need to know whose performance convinced you they understood these characters from the inside out. Second, share your "this feels too real to be acting" moment. Which performance made you question everything you thought you knew about the line between acting and authenticity? Your observations might validate someone else's suspicions, and we live for these moments of beautiful uncertainty about what we're actually witnessing. Third, subscribe to Rainbow Spotlight for more celebrations of performances that challenge our assumptions while creating genuine representation. We're building a community where acting excellence meets authentic portrayal, and every great performance reminds us why meaningful LGBTQ+ representation creates the most compelling storytelling. These discussions remind us that whether these performances reflect personal experience, exceptional preparation, or the beautiful mystery of artistic transformation, the most impactful LGBTQ+ portrayals are often the ones that transcend simple technique to create something that feels genuinely human and emotionally true. Don't forget, appreciating exceptional acting, supporting authentic representation, and staying curious about the creative process really are what keep our entertainment world vibrant and our hearts engaged with performances that challenge assumptions while creating genuine emotional connection. Thanks for joining us on Rainbow Spotlight, where great acting meets authentic representation, and every compelling performance reminds us that the most powerful storytelling happens when artists create something that transcends explanation to become genuinely transformative.